fight time, we definitely gonna try to take each other's heads off, and the closer the fight goes, we both gonna be eager to, show who's the more dominant fighter.
Seems you gotta pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford.
But boxing IQ is off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Next to Canelo, not taking nothing away from you.
Terence Crawford surprised Piers Morgan with just 5 words on live television. "We're going to take each other's heads off." He did not stop there. Crawford boldly stated, "A win against Canelo Alvarez would put me on Mount Rushmore." The raw confidence and clarity stunned viewers. This was not hype. It was a mission statement given live and loud, setting the tone for what promises to be a memorable confrontation.
Can deteriorate, in camp. But, a win against Canelo Alvarez, what it would do to my career would put me, on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
I think I would be one of the greatest fighters ever.
Terence Crawford exuded confidence during a recent press meeting. He didn't hold back when mentioning Canelo Alvarez, openly insulting his physical characteristics and warning him of what was to follow. Crawford's comments were not purely for show. They portrayed an athlete who is mentally focused and eager to shake up the sport once again. This type of pre-fight enthusiasm demonstrates Crawford's desire to dominate in a way that makes a lasting impression, rather than simply winning.
Man. Yeah. The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head too.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has publicly said how convinced he was of Crawford's thoughts after chatting with him. According to Hearn, Crawford's unshakable faith in his own skill set and preparedness stood out the most. Despite the hazards of facing someone as seasoned and powerful as Canelo, Crawford exudes confidence. He is not just hopeful, he is confident. Hearn's statements show the amount of self-belief that elite athletes possess when they are thoroughly prepared and have a clear understanding of their aims.
I go back and forwards, to be honest with you. Like, when I talk to Bud, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability, and he's very convinced. And then you see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo, so we'll see.
Bill Haney, a reputable trainer, has joined the growing number of boxing insiders who back Crawford. Haney did not only choose a winner, he connected himself with Crawford's camp and spirit, expressing his whole support for the American boxer. For someone so close to the fight game to confidently support Crawford says volumes. Haney has seen many champions rise and go, and his endorsement shows Crawford standing among experienced voices in the sport.
Well, for everybody that was straddling the fence, straddling got your pants split. At the seams, you gotta pick a side. I'm going with Crawford. I'm here to support Crawford. He done signed up to do what everybody thought that he wasn't trying to be, a generational talent. Another fighter on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. Yeah, so don't split your pants, pick one.
Trainer Derek James gave a strong warning to Canelo's staff, underlining that Crawford is unlike any other opponent they've trained for. According to James, the majority of Canelo's past opponents were unable to adapt in the middle of the battle. While Crawford excels in dynamic situations, he stresses Terence's unique mix of timing, movement, and unpredictability, which can disrupt even the most prepared fighters. James' word was plain: underestimating Crawford's flexibility would be a big mistake.
The thing about Crawford is he believes he's on it. Like, he believes he's the one. So that's the difference between him and any other fighter that Canelo fight. Because Canelo, people fight the idea of Canelo Alvarez opposed to fighting the individual. The thought of him is what puts fear in their heart. But he doesn't care about that because he said he's Terence Crawford, so it's a totally different thing. So if he can implement his strategy and ride it out to the end of the fight, he's gonna be successful. But if Canelo can do what he needs to do, and his timing has to be on point, because he's not that fast as Crawford is. It's all about time.
Brian Bo McIntyre, the genius behind Crawford's method, has made it plain that his boxer is in top form. Crawford, he says, has done an excellent job preparing. From cardio and strength conditioning to film study and sparring, he feels Crawford is not only physically prepared, but also mentally geared to perform a flawless game plan. Bomac thinks Crawford's ring IQ and boxing fundamentals offer him the advantage he needs to win.
Styles makes fights. Bud got the better skills, and he got the better mind too.
Do you think with the styles in mind, but also the weight in mind, he can get that job done based on he's just so much more excelling in the skills?
You know what? He gonna get the job done. I promise you. He'll get the job done. Because Bud IQ, boxing IQ is off the charts. You know what I'm saying? Next to Canelo, not taking nothing away from you, but Bud just a little bit better.
Bomac also addressed a prevalent misperception about Crawford's resume, that he hasn't met elite opponents. He stated that this view stems from Crawford's persistent dominance over top-tier competitors, making them look mediocre. According to him, Crawford's skill in the ring is the reason for this, not the lack of competition. Bomac thinks that the capacity to eliminate threats and make complex challenges appear regular is the genuine mark of brilliance.
Missing me not to talk about the pound for pound #1 in the world, Terence Crawford. Always making headlines these days. He cemented his legacy. I think certified Hall of Famer whenever he wraps it up. Stepped up in weight, won another world title last time out. Now we're talking about this fight with Canelo Alvarez. It was interesting to see the comments from Canelo on how he sort of assessed Bud Crawford's career. I almost feel after the Spence fight that was like an exclamation point on everything he's done, maybe from the critics who never gave him credit, but it almost seems like Canelo was downplaying his achievements. What do you make of that? Is that to build a fight? Because it sells itself.
Well, I can tell you like this. I think Crawford rebuttal was everybody always say he hasn't fought nobody, or everybody that he fought was a no-name. But I'm gonna tell you like this, what Crawford said. Well, they was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal.
Not everyone, like when they go against Canelo, I don't think there's anyone else in boxing who you would ask and say this is a possible task for, but for Crawford, because of his pound for pound abilities, and apparently no rehydration clause. Am I hearing that right? He wants full smoke at that weight.
Let's go, man. That's what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best. So, and why put stipulations in there when you know that you can be the best? So let's go test them.
The marketing for the battle has been intense, with both competitors exchanging words and physical intensity rising between face-offs. Fans are fascinated by the conflict. Every shove, stare down, and verbal attack adds oil to the fire. These times have elevated the fight from a technical struggle to a full-fledged spectacle. It's no longer all about belts and ranks. It's about pride, identification, and establishing who fits at the pinnacle of the sport.
Man, Canelo pushes Crawford. This might be the biggest fight the past 50 years. This is gonna be crazy, guys. Look at this. Look. Dana White in the middle, UFC involved, WWE involved. Y'all think this was real? It looked real to me. I don't know. Crawford was staring them down too.
There is growing talk that Canelo is underestimating Crawford's threat. Some fans and commentators think Crawford's power severely underestimated and could result in Canelo's first knockout loss. Crawford's striking power is dangerous because it is so exact and unpredictable. Crawford, unlike fighters who depend primarily on pure might, sets traps and executes his shots with surgical precision. Many think that Canelo may not be entirely prepared for this type of threat.
Yo, Canelo is about to get knocked out for the first time in his career. Y'all really playing with Crawford, bro. Y'all don't realize how much power Crawford actually has. I don't care what weight class he's coming up from. Canelo has never fought anybody like Crawford. I'm just kidding, bro. Obviously, I'm just kidding, bro. You guys, you really thought I was with the bullshit? Like, come on, we know. Yo, Canelo different, bro. He's looking like a lion right now, like the king of the jungle type shit with the stare down, bro. Like this man, if y'all really think this man is gonna get knocked down, this guy has, look, you could say they both the same size, you know what I'm saying? He got a longer reach, whatever. But this dude has fought bigger and better opponents than Crawford, and he has never gotten dropped a single time in his career. You think this little guy is gonna do something to Canelo? I'm gonna keep it a buck. If he manages to knock down Canelo, I'm gonna give Crawford all the props in the world, because that would be crazy. But he's not doing that.
Despite all of the chatter about physical discrepancies and weight class hazards, Crawford approaches the fight with unwavering determination. He sees the trouble as another hurdle to climb, rather than a gamble. Throughout his career, he has flourished under pressure and defeated opponents who were supposed to overpower him. Crawford sees this battle as an opportunity to push himself and show that boxing brilliance is defined by talent, drive, and heart rather than weight. His attitude is based on purpose, not hype.
These excuses why he don't want to take a fight with me. If it's all about business, then you doing good business. If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you know, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want 200 million for Benavidez, and he want 150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy, because it would be crazy for a guy that started at 135 to come all the way up to 168, your weight, no catch weight, no none of that, and dethrone you. So, you know, he got that in the back of his head. You know, this guy, for one, he's tough. For two, he's a boxer. He moves, he can punch, he can do it all.
Interestingly, despite all of the pre-fight hype, both rivals have shown mutual respect. Aside from the verbal fighting, they have recognized each other's position and professionalism. Footage of them having a lunch has gone viral, reminding viewers that despite their competitive nature, they stay anchored in sportsmanship. It's a unique difference. Public antagonism is countered by private civility, which adds complexity to their competition. This dichotomy heightens the drama of their final meeting in the ring, when respect and aggression clash.
I don't like this right here. I don't like this at all. Now, I know y'all love Turkey. I like him too. He puts on good fights. And I get that he's trying to show that, hey, through the sport, it's love and unison. No matter who's the biggest, the baddest, whatever, they still support each other. And I'm cool with that. But before the fight, I need that feel of, oh man, yeah, these two going at it. These two want to beat each other's ass. They want to knock each other out. That's how a fight build-up should be. I shouldn't be seeing these two sitting across from each other eating. Now, I'm not even talking about promotion. The fight doesn't need to be promoted. Two of the biggest fighters of our era, bang. But I need the promotion of oh yeah, I want to get violent with this person. I want to knock this person's head off. I'm not saying they're not going to put on a good fight. I'm just saying I want the build-up. That's what makes the fight even better. It's the build-up. Think of all the past fights that happened. Even recently, Ryan Garcia and Tank. Shit, Ryan Garcia and freaking Haney. You know, fights like that. The build-up was so, because even in the pre-fight, it was hatred or, hey, I want to beat you up type stuff. Now it's oh, I'm sitting across from you eating dinner, laughing. Nah, man, we can do this after the fight. That's fine. Before that fight, I'm locked in. I want to see that. Oh, I'm locked in. I'm ready to knock him out. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You know, I know a lot of y'all have your opinions, but comment what y'all think about this.
Commentary from magazines such as The Showbiz emphasizes the value of timing above physical power. They think that while Canelo has one of the strongest chins in the sport, Crawford's ability to find openings makes him a distinct threat. Crawford's punches are not only about how hard he throws them, but also about when and where they land. Analysts think Canelo may encounter something new and unexpected. If that time comes, it may be the first knockout loss of his distinguished career.
The question I have, which I didn't ask before, because Canelo's chin is one of the greatest chins in history. But looking at the size of Crawford, if he can keep his speed, he's definitely going to keep his timing. He's definitely going to keep his accuracy. Crawford is a knockout artist. The reason why Crawford is a knockout artist is because of his hand-eye coordination, accuracy, and timing. He hits you with shit that you're not expecting. That shit that he hit Errol Spence with, he didn't expect it. That's why he dropped. Same thing with Kell Brook. He's going to hit Canelo with something weird. Canelo ain't going to be able to roll out of it because Crawford's timing is different. Canelo's going to get hit with flush. But the thing is, Berlanga hit Canelo flush after the bell. So that lets you know what kind of chin he has. I'm just saying, can he stymie? Can he bell ring Canelo a little bit? Can he sting him a bit to make Canelo not tank for 12 rounds?
Veteran boxing journalist Dan Rafael gave a more thorough explanation for why Crawford chose this match. For him, it is not about money, but about memory. Crawford wants to be known not only as a winner, but also as someone who dared to face the sport's top personalities, regardless of weight or odds. Rafael sees the risk of such a move, but he also frames it as the type of daring leap that distinguishes greats from legends. Crawford is fully committed to this high-risk, high-reward approach.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media. And I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention. And he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes, do any damage. Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
On a technical level, this contest is fascinating. Canelo's deliberate, pressure-based approach contrasts greatly with Crawford's flowing, adaptable style, where Canelo counts on patience and devastating body work. Crawford answers with quickness, angles, and rhythm changes. Experts agree that the opening rounds will be critical. Crawford has the potential to take control if he can build distance and keep Canelo off balance. But if Canelo closes the gap and starts looking for the body, it may spell catastrophe. The styles make this a tactical battle.
I think Canelo, he likes to go to the same combinations, quite repetitively, whereas Crawford is unpredictable, and despite him not having the size, it's the shots that you don't see that hurt the most, and maybe Crawford can hit him with some unexpected shit. And because of the repetitiveness of Canelo, maybe he can time him, maybe he can counter punch with him, because Crawford is unbelievable at that. But I'm fascinated to see if Crawford has the power to get the respect of Canelo Alvarez, because when you don't, it's a long night. It's not nice. Like Crawford did well against Madrimov, and he won that fight for me quite clearly, but Madrimov was countering him. If you can counter the counter puncher, you can give them a lot of problems when they're not used to that, and Canelo can counter people really well. And as great as Terence Crawford is, we've never seen him in there with someone with the power of Canelo Alvarez. This is a different world of power. And look, maybe Canelo doesn't throw as many shots as he used to, and maybe Crawford might look at that and go, you know what, I'm going to try and outpoint this guy, not get into a war with him, but just show my boxing, genius, and outpoint him and outland him. That's possible. It is. This is why this is such a fascinating matchup, man. We've been treated to some amazing fights. Usyk Fury, for example, this is another one of those mega fights on Riyadh season. Again, I'm disappointed for Jake Paul, but I am happy for boxing fans, because my God, this is the treat of the year. And look, I'd love to see Canelo in there with a Hamza Shiraz. I love Hamza Shiraz. He's one of my favorite fighters in the world, and I think he's the future.
Bomac values strategy above anything else. He thinks Crawford's ability to assess opponents, adjust on the fly, and perform under duress is what sets him apart from the competition. While Bomac admires Canelo's strength and experience, he is convinced that Terence will find and exploit the Mexican star's flaws. From foot placement to punch selection, every detail has been practiced in camp. Crawford is ready not only to fight, but also to outthink, outmaneuver, and outclass a champion.
I feel fucking great about it, man. Just talking to Bud, and he motivated. He ready to go.
He's been waiting a long time for this fight, you know what I mean? You guys are taking off a long time, just waiting for the Canelo fight. You haven't fought since August last year. Do you think that's gonna make him better, sharper?
You know what? It's gonna make Bud wiser. Make him wiser. Give his time, his body to heal up, rest up a little bit. Look, dinks here, dinks there. Take his time, getting in shape, get his mind right.
Now,
go in there and do it and make it happen.
A lot of people's talking about the weight. They're talking about that, Bud going up 2 weight classes. He didn't look in spectacular form at 154, but, he's going up in weight to face a bigger guy. What do you say about that?
Let's go, man. Let's go. It ain't about weight all the time.
That's all for today's show. Stay tuned.